Hey guys, so I wanted to make a video here to let you know that my book, Heroes of Balyita, Home of the Shadicans, is now officially available for purchase. I've got my author copy here. So I will warn you though, this cover art, the cover art you get might be a little bit different than this one here, and I'll explain why. That's actually the reason that there was a delay, because this book was supposed to be out in a week or two ago, and I posted there was going to be a delay. So the reason for that is because the publisher wanted to alter the cover slightly. So this was my design that I initially sent in to them, but after they thought about it, they decided they wanted to take Heroes of Balyita, which is the series title, and Home of the Shadicans, which is the book title, and swap those and make the book title more prominent and the series title less prominent. So this right here, I don't even have a copy of this one yet, but this one here is what most of you are going to be getting when you buy the book. You may get one of these copies because I think there's still a couple that are available on Amazon, but these are going to be pretty limited edition. I'm guessing that there's maybe 50 of these that are printed, and they've since put a hold on printing this. So, okay. So if some of you might not have known that I was even writing a book, or you might have kind of had an idea that I was writing a book because I've been spamming my Facebook page about that, but you don't know anything about it. So let me kind of just fill you in here if you're just joining in and you're kind of curious about this. So the book is set in a fictitious, far-off world called Balyita, and the story starts, chapter 1 starts in Daukenland, which is the largest medieval kingdom on Balyita, and then chapter 2 on goes on to the Shadican tribes and the other places in that area, which I'll explain in a minute. But let's go back to Daukenland. So we start off in Daukenland, and that's the largest of all the medieval kingdoms. And chapter 1 actually starts off with the main character, whose name is Maxtrom's father, whose name is Ottokar. So Ottokar is kind of the main character-ish for chapter 1. And you ultimately see him working with an organization that's within Daukenland, while Daukenland is going through a major power shift. There's a new king taking the throne, and there's a lot of turmoil that ensues. So Ottokar gets his son Maxtrom out of Daukenland and sends him to live with the Shadican tribe. Now the Shadicans are these creatures that are about 3.5 feet in height. They're cat-like ninja warriors, or cat humanoid species. It's basically, that's what's on the cover here. It's these guys. They have tails, they walk on 2 feet generally, they often use swords, they actually have 4 fingers and no thumbs. They can use either end finger as a thumb. So they're like humans, but they're also a little bit different. They can also go and run on all 4s if they so desire. So Maxtrom gets sent to these Shadican creatures, and that's kind of how chapter 1 ends. And then chapter 2 picks up 8 years later, where Maxtrom has been accepted by these creatures, and he's been living with them for some time, and he still hasn't heard anything from his parents. And I'm going to stop there. That kind of gives you the setup of what's going on. You'll have to actually pick up and read the book if you want to know more. So, okay, I'm going to do a little Q&A here and make this a little bit more interesting. So who is the book for? Ultimately, my audience is teen, young adults. That's kind of the main audience here, but a younger or an older reader would certainly be able to pick up this book and I think enjoy it. There's nothing inappropriate, nothing gory. There are some intense action sequences described, but it's not meaningless violence. There's not a lot of gore in there or anything like that. So let's see here. So my initial question on this one was, what is my favorite chapter in the book? And I might have author's bias here, but I couldn't pick just a single favorite chapter. I actually like the entire book. I'm really happy with how the whole story came out and how everything flowed. So I'm going to do some of my top chapters instead of my top favorite chapter. So I like chapter 1, which is a nail in the coffin. That kind of gives you the setting for why Maxtrom is sent away, and that kind of explains what's going on in Maxtrom's initial home, and it gives the basis to the whole book, and it kind of brings you into the world and introduces you into the world. And it's full of action too, so it shouldn't be a boring introduction. It should catch your eye within the first maybe 5 or so pages, give or take. Chapter 3, A Mountaintop Experience. That one's a lot of fun, as Maxtrom has at least one special ability. I'll let you read to find out what all that is. but he goes off to get trained with a special ability. And then there's some other action stuff that happens there. So chapter 3 is a lot of fun. Chapter 6, the betrayal. From that title there, you can kind of guess there's some interesting political dynamics maybe going on. And that one has a lot of fun plot twists and turns, I think, in my mind. So I think that's something that you would be able to enjoy as well. Chapter 7, War on the Horizon. That one's a fun chapter too, because I think, that's the chapter I introduced the Tabis, which is a brother tribe to the Shadican tribe. So basically the Tabis are like these gray cat creatures. They have short stubby tails instead of long tails, but they can still walk on 2s, run on 4s, they use swords, they have a cat-like face, that kind of a thing. But from the name you can guess that they're like a tabby cat kind of looking thing. They have stripes and whatnot. And that's spelled Tabees. Let's see here. How long is the book? The book itself is 230 pages in length. There's about 200 of that's the story, and about 30 pages is an index. So I wanted to make this a very dynamic story. When I've traveled in the world, in my personal experience, you meet a lot of people, you see a lot of places. It's not really the small bubble, and I feel like a lot of movies and books and stuff like that will take a more reduced approach in their character base, if that makes sense, to make it easier for the audience to track what's going on, which is an understandable thing. But I wanted to make it a little bit more realistic. So I have a lot of characters that are introduced, a lot of names that you've probably never seen before that are going to pop up maybe only 2 or 3 times, or maybe even only once, and then never be seen again. So I have a character index in the back that's alphabetical, so that you can track with what's going on. And if you look at a name and you're like, wait, who is this person? Have we seen this person before? Is this a new character? You can just flip back to the back pages here, around 200, and you can look them up alphabetically and figure out who exactly this person is, if they're a Shadican, if they're a human, if they're a Tabi, if they're something else. Do they have any special abilities? What do they look like? That kind of thing. There's also a location index and like a term index as well in the back for other stuff that pops up. Okay, next question. So I said series title and book title. So the question that might be in the back of your mind is, okay, wait, so are you writing a second book? Answer is yes, I am working on a second book, and hopefully that'll be published some point. I don't know when exactly that'll happen, because I'll have to balance writing in between marketing this book now and promoting this book and getting the word out there that this book exists. Am I willing to sign copies for the book? Well, let me rephrase that. Am I willing to sign copies in the book? Still doing a terrible job of this. Am I willing to sign copies? Yes, I am willing to sign copies. You ever have one of those moments where you just want to just take your foot and just insert it in your mouth? It's fantastic. Yes, I'm willing to sign copies for sure. Obviously, that's something that you'll either have to reach out to me if you know me personally, or I'll have to set up a book signing in your area to do. But yeah, of course, I'm more than happy to sign a copy for you. Will there be an official book signing? Probably at some point. I'm not sure exactly when. I'll have to work out the details on that. That's something I'm going to look into here. And yeah, just follow the Facebook page, the blog or whatever. And I'll put the links to the social media and all the places you can buy the book as well in the description of this video, be it on YouTube, Facebook, whatever. But yeah, just keep up to date with us on social media, and you'll know what's going on with book signings and whatnot. Where can you get the book? Okay, so the first location I would recommend is the Wipf and Stock website. The publisher is Wipf and Stock, so that's WIPF and Stock, STOCK. So go to the Wipf and Stock website, type in Home of the Shadicans, Josiah Mastriano, here's the Balyita, whatever you want to type in, and you can get it there now, and you can enter a promo code as you're purchasing it and get 40% off. So the book retails for $23. So that'll knock 40% off, so that's probably putting it around the, I think, $13 range or so, something in there. So the promo code is HEROES, all caps, but it is spelled HEROS. There is no E in there, no second E, rather. So that is the promo code. The promo code is HEROES. And I will also put this in the description of the YouTube, Facebook, whatever. It's also available for purchase on Amazon right now. If you don't want to go through the publisher for some reason, you just want to get it on Amazon, you can buy it there right now. It should be available on Kindle, I think, in about 2 weeks or a week or something in there. And it'll also be available on Ingram around the same time frame, about another week or so, I think. And finally, you can also purchase the book through me directly if you know me, have access to me, or want to reach out and I'm in the area. Happy to sell a book to you. I will have copies that I can sell in about a week or so. I'm still waiting for the order. And yeah, I think that's about it. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for your support. I hope you get the book. I hope you enjoy the book. And if you do and you like it, please leave a review on Amazon or something, or reach out and tell other people. Yeah, I hope you enjoy.